Yeah, it hasn't given more details as to exactly what kind of airstrikes these were. We just know the number of 59 Tomahawk missiles launched at this one airbase in Syria. But what Donald Trump said, first of all, that this was a direct reaction to the chemical attack in Idlib province that he says was carried out by the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, who he called a terrorist during his 3-minute-long statement made in Florida. Well, three reasons given here by U.S. President Donald Trump for this one targeted series of airstrikes, as he called it in his statement. First of all, the chemical attack on Idlib province that he says was carried out by the man he calls a terrorist, the Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. The second reason, he says, is that this strike is in the national interest of the United States. He says that the use of chemical weapons is against the national interests of his country, and that is another reason why he believes the time is right for this series of airstrikes on one airfield in Syria. The third reason given by him is that Syria did not follow the UN Security Council's urging in the past, and that those are the three main reasons given here by Donald Trump in a very short 3-minute-long statement he made in Florida. This is the golf resort where he is staying right now with the Chinese President Xi Jinping for a bilateral meeting with him. These airstrikes happened during the evening here, local time, during the night in Syria, and no more details from Donald Trump on exactly what kind of ammunition was used, when these airstrikes happened, but we know that this was one airfield that was targeted from which the United States believes the chemical weapons attack was carried out. 59 Tomahawk missiles used in that airstrike, again, according to U.S. officials in this case.
Okay, Philip, and what sort of reactions do you think we're likely to be seeing now?
Well, you know, the reactions are actually already in. That is a very interesting part of this. Clearly, senators of the U.S. Congress were briefed on this beforehand. They are all coming out with their statements, either supporting this or condemning this move by the U.S. military and by the Trump administration. Most Republicans will be on board with this and will support Donald Trump in this move for the very first clear U.S. military involvement, large-scale military involvement in Syria. There are also dissenting voices, but this, of course, will be very important in the next few days. And it is important to state that pretty much all the deciding people in this decision are currently in Florida with the U.S. president. They are not here in Washington. They are not at the White House. This includes the Defense Secretary, Jim Mattis, who is in Florida with the U.S. president. The Secretary of State is also there, as are all the closest advisors for the U.S. president. Essentially, these strikes were carried out during a very formal dinner with the Chinese president, and that is where the reactions will be coming from in terms of the inner circle of the U.S. president. They will be coming from Florida during this meeting, this series of meetings with the Chinese president. And we'll have to, of course, wait and see what the exact details are when we get them from the Pentagon as to how successful exactly these strikes were. 59 Tomahawk missiles used on this one airbase. We do not know exactly how successful they were, which targets they exactly struck, and of course what the damage might be and the human cost might be. That is information that will only come out hopefully as soon as in the next few hours. It might take quite some time.